Welcome back. Just doing a bit of wardrobe malfunction then, just to make sure everything was going along all right. Well, it's the second last segment for the year for Dale's under-18s. And as I said, the North Geelong Magpies have gone straight through to the grand final. And Dale's boys are out there this morning. How are they going to go, Dale? And firstly, what about happened last week? The North Geelong Magpies look pretty good. Yeah, mate, they have looked pretty good all year. And as I said, it's going to take a really good side to beat them. But we've got down to two that they are likely to meet next week, and obviously Cryo and ourselves. But on Saturday, the second semi-final, North Geelong kicked 15-13 to 6 goals, 8-44. Goal kickers for North Geelong: Kingwell got 4, Bryant, P. Riccardi, Jay Short all with 2, T. Gaspar, Paramanov, Doak, Podner and Wright single goal kickers for Corio. R. Livesey was with 2, C. O'Toole, D. O'Toole, so big family name still out there. B. Toyne and D. Scott were their goal kickers. The better players for North Geelong: M. Paramanov, B. Ray, L. Wright, C. Milne and T. Doak. And for Corio, S. Lee, C. O'Toole, D. O'Toole, B. Toyne, M. Livesey and R. Loon Garcia. On Sunday, Bannockburn took on Inverleigh, and it was another good game. I think during the year it was 7 and 8 points the difference. On Saturday it went to 10 points, and it was only a kick after the siren that stretched that margin. So Bannockburn kicked 10-10-70 to defeat Inverleigh on 9-6-60. Goal kickers for Bannockburn: T. Barth and T. Warple with 3, L. Tully, O. Harrop, L. Kenyon, J. Chamberlain with 1, and for Inverleigh, L. Perrott with 4, A. Muir and T. Lake Carroll got 2, and B. McConaughey, the best and fairest winner for the under-18s, he kicked 1. Better players for Bannockburn: J. McFadden, T. Barth, A. Lucas, B. Robinson, T. Arkley and T. Warple. And for Inverleigh, L. Perrott, D. Brown, B. Popovsky, F. Brumby, J. Elford and B. McConaughey. As I said this afternoon, Dick, Bannockburn take on Corio for a berth against Corio in the grand final next week. Fantastic. Thanks a lot, Dale. And of course, we'll be back again next Saturday, or next Saturday morning. Talk all about the big grand final on the afternoon or in the morning, and hopefully the Bannockburn Tigers will be playing against the North Geelong Magpies. I'd like to think that'd be the case, but yep. Yeah, look, we've got a pretty tough opponent this afternoon, and Nevada Cornwall's got his boys, going pretty well out there, so should be a good game of football. If anyone wants to get up early and go and watch a good game, should be on there this afternoon, or sorry, this morning. Good on you, mate. You got my disease now, morning and afternoon. Okay, now, of course, we said last Saturday, last Sunday, I should say, East Geelong were too good for the Bannockburn Tigers, and a player that played a big part in that game was the Never Whitley medalist, Ryan Coy, and here he is with Cal Lowther. Ryan, probably by your own admission, had a pretty bad game as a side, but in the last quarter able to dig deep and get a result.
Yeah, look, it's sort of been the way we've gone about it this year. We haven't been, on top of our game at all this year. So, to be able to run over the top of a team again gives us good confidence with our fitness and stuff. But we just need to play 4 quarters. We've shown everyone what our best is, but if we put it together for 4 quarters, we can beat anyone. But we just aren't doing it, and you can't play 1 quarter here, 1 quarter there. But having said that, it was just an awesome, character building. I thought we were gone. A lot of blokes thought we were gone, but we still kept at it, and we turned 22 point deficit, into a lead in the space of about 5 minutes. So if we can turn it on like that, it just shows like what we are capable of.
Yeah. Where do you think it turned for you? Just as you said, you were 22 points down and your side looked dead and buried. Where do you think you dug deep? Where do you think you just got that bit of momentum?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think we started putting a lot more pressure on the ball carrier for them. In the third quarter, they were getting it across half back and having just a lot of time to be able to spot a target and sort of just clear it out of the half back line with no pressure whatsoever. We started chasing from behind. We started landing a few tackles, and it's amazing what a bit of pressure does. And they start slapping it on the boot, and I don't know. We just get on a roll, and we're hard to stop. But I think just our urgency around the contest in the tackles. We lost a lot of 50-50 ball today, and in the last quarter, we just started to win those 50-50s and to actually stick a few tackles. So that was important.
Yeah. And just finally, the young blokes, Sponner, Jennings, and Ververs, they really played an important role in that last quarter, and they're really starting to do well for you up forward. Yeah, well,
Sponner and Ververs probably for the last month or so haven't had much game time. When they've played, so to have some fresh legs in that last half was important. Sponner with his big long goal, he called it early. I didn't think it was going to make it, but he knew he'd hit it well off the boot. HR out the side, that's Ververs just on the wing. Just won a lot of 50-50 ball. And Geno's been down for about a month, so for him to have a good game at the right time of the year is important.
Well done again, Cal. Another great interview there, and of course with Ryan Coy, the Neville Whitley medalist, and one of the players from the East Geelong Eagles. Now, before we talk about this afternoon's game, we'll talk about a little bit last week's game. And I'll throw to you first, Jason, that Belpost still straight through to their third grand final, and they did it very easily against the side that we thought were going to, will probably at least make the grand final, and Werribee Central's disappointing.
They were, and Belpost too were just too good on the day and have been really good in good form for 6 or 8 weeks now, and they really showed it on Saturday against Werribee Centrals. They weren't allowed to play their normal game in the first quarter and a half by Werribee Centrals. They really had to push the ball, but even when they were moving the ball quickly out of the back line, which is not usually their game, they were just devastating with their kicks and their handballs just to teammates. It was just great to watch. It was a great advertisement for local footy, and they really just put the pressure on an underdone Werribee. There was a few players, I think, running around who weren't 100% fit, and the old adage is you never take players in who aren't 100% fit, doesn't matter how crucial they are to your team. And I think they had a couple Werribee, they were carrying a couple of players, they were trying to bring them on and off the ground at regular intervals, and it really upset their midfield and their back line, and Belpost still certainly made them pay.
On Sunday, of course, Dale, East Geelong, too good for Bannockburn. Disappointing for your boys to go out in straight sets.
Well, 10 minutes into the last quarter, Dick, you wouldn't have thought that was quite possible. No. East Geelong and Bannockburn both looked like they'd spent all their petrol tickets, and it was just a matter, I suppose, of Bannockburn getting another goal, and it would have put it beyond reach, and obviously then a bit more momentum would have come into their legs. But look, I suppose you've got to give them credit. I said all along, I reckon to win the game they had to put Scroblack to full forward, but he played in the ruck, and as you said before the game, today, Hill stepped up in that last quarter, took some really solid marks. Primke went down and took a couple of marks. But they just had a great, I suppose, their use from... I suppose Bannockburn not having that extra player at centre forward provided that loose man, and they used that bloke very well coming forward. And Kyle Robinson on screen there, you can see him under bottom of the pack. He was sensational all day. Look, these guys can go all the way. I've got no doubt that they can trouble Werribee again this weekend, because I just don't know, again, whether Werribee can back up from last week's game. As I said, David Tedoro went off the ground. He came on crutches. Calvert left the ground and had either a thigh or a hamstring fairly heavily strapped. I'm not too sure what they've got in reserve, so it's going to be very interesting to see what happens.
Very interesting indeed. Well, we're going to take a short break shortly, and we'll be back talking about all that action on this afternoon. And but first of all, I've got to send a cheerio to a young lady from the Anarchy Footy Club, Beck, her name is. Good morning, Beck. She was selling raffle tickets out there at the St Albans ground last Sunday afternoon, and she watches the show every Sunday morning. It's either that or Daffy Duck on the other channel, but she decides to watch the big duck himself.
We're obviously on a different day now, Sunday morning.
That's right, Saturday morning. They watched some footy last night.
How you going, Stats, man? You're going well now.
I'm absolutely stuffed on half the stats this morning. That's all right. Yeah, nothing like that, Jason. But that's fantastic. Good on you, Beck. Thanks for selling me the ticket. And it was for the GDFL, which is a great cause, and I hope I win it too. Don't you worry about that. We're going to take a break. When we come back, and through the break, I'm going to belt Jason up in a minute because he's really annoying me. We'll take a break, come back and talk about all the action on this afternoon with the preliminary final. Back after this.